Hello.
G'day. If you haven't seen us before, I'm Matt, this is Shay, and we've been travelling around Australia for over 8 months now, actually.
Time is crazy
flying. Yeah.
But what we thought we would do is, Christmas is only, a couple of weeks away now.
We've left this a bit late.
We have. But if you're like us and you're a last minute shopper and you need a last minute gift, we've sort of just decided on a few things that we have actually used since we've left that we were really kindly gifted by family and friends. So tested and tried. And pretty much things that we use all the time that we highly recommend and thought would make a really good idea for a gift, as it was for us.
So this is not just we've scrolled around and we might put this on there or that. But this is stuff that we've used throughout the trip and are so grateful to have been gifted, because we may
have
not
the best friends.
We're so lucky. So I guess we can. And I think we can add that we have no affiliation with any of these brands or products. We've got no monetary gain behind any of this.
We'd love to.
These
are just honestly it's just a little bit of insight into things that we love and that we use all the time and that we were very kindly gifted by family and friends, not by anyone else. So we're going to get into it.
Sweet, let's go.
Head torches. I'm very particular on having the black one, but a friend of ours had gifted these to us, and I think we only had one functioning head torch. We had 2 or 3 head torches that were battery operated.
Yeah, batteries and half falling apart. And they're a bit annoying, really.
Anyway,
they weren't really that great.
These ones are BioLite, and the thing that we probably love the most about them is that they're rechargeable. So we're all for, low waste options.
It's great. There's nothing in our setup that needs batteries. We don't ever have to worry about
carrying
buying
batteries
or anything like that. Everything is rechargeable, so it's good.
And so these have got 4 functions. You've got just your standard white light, which is dimmable, and then you've got a red light, which is great with bugs and things around. Then you can party with either your red light or your or your white light. So they actually have
adjustable strap as well.
Adjustable strap, because I've got a small head, you've got a huge head. But they're actually very good in terms of how bright they can be. I don't know what that was.
Well, maximum brightness. This will light up your camp more than enough. We try to make sure we dim it right down, especially when we're looking at each other,
so
otherwise we blind each other. But when I'm cooking, I cook over it with the white light dimmed right down, never have too many issues with bugs or anything like that.
We even use these in Tunnel Creek on the Gib when it was pitch black tunnel and there was crocs and things around. So they're really comfortable material, adjustable, USB rechargeable. So love.
Highly recommend.
Yes.
I know some people aren't head torch people.
We're big head torch people.
Yeah, we use them every day.
Literally every day. So recommend. Next one. I feel like this is very cliche, traveling Australia
it is.
recommend. But we were again gifted by some amazing friends of ours some Yeti mugs.
Yes.
And everyone goes on about Yeti, but I actually fully support it.
We're not trying to be Yeti fangirl and boy here. We of everything in the setup that we were gifted
every single day without fail.
We use these for coffee, for wine,
everything.
Cold water, cold lemon water, anything like that, and they hold the temperature inside so well. So there's been occasions where we'll make coffee before going to exercise, and we can just leave these in the car with the lid shut, and it will still be a very hot coffee by the time we come back.
I mean, I had actually gone and bought these beautiful ceramic mugs before we left because I love them, and I was like, we're going to use them for coffee every day. I think we used them for 2 weeks when we realised how long this keeps coffee cold. And I love tea as well, so I could put a tea in this and it will still be cold by the hot by the afternoon. So amazing. And along with that, they also got us the coolers.
Can coolers as well.
I almost refuse to have a cider or anything now without these. Because again, this keeps it hot and cold, whatever you put in here. And you literally, if you're a slow drinker, which neither of us are, but if you are a slow drinker, it keeps your drink cool for ages.
You can put bottles in these as well. They don't fit as snug, but you can do that. Of everything in this video, I think these are the thing, the item that for me, would recommend most highly.
Definitely worth spending the money on.
These are a really good size, so they fit pretty snug in our cup holders in the car. Maybe a little bit oversized for the cup holders, and you can get a smaller size, but this size for us, really good.
Fits our like main cup holders and the ones in the door. They're just the best. We just literally use them every day, and I drop things a lot. I've dropped these a lot, and they've been fine. So spend the money on it, because it is actually a worthwhile investment.
Yes. Yeah. Alrighty. Speaking of coffee maker. How do you pronounce this one?
I don't know.
Wacaco.
Not sure. It's a Nanopresso.
Yeah.
Before we left, we had actually looked at getting a Bellman, which is so cute. It was like a little stovetop thing that I'm not going to go into
a different process of
it would have taken
coffee.
A lot longer. It's very like almost you get a barista style espresso out of it. But you get a barista style espresso out of this thing for sure. I didn't actually know anything about it until our friend, who also got us the head torches and is just the best gifter ever, bought us this, and it's like the niftiest little machine.
So compact. I mean, you do have to boil water for it, which you have to do for any, I think, that I've seen really on the road, but it has a lot of features. So are you going through them?
Yeah, I'll show you. So that is like, you can actually use that as a little espresso cup. Sometimes if we're making 2 cups of coffee and you need to measure out your water, we'll use that as a measure cup as well. But essentially the way it works, it's got like a little plunger thingy there. So you put your hot water in that, you fill it up to a certain line, pop it back on, and then the top there you just unscrew, and that is your little spot for your coffee. So you're given a little coffee scooper that matches the level that you need for that, and that's also your tamper. So you literally just pop the coffee in, tamper it, put it there.
The reason it's not here in it at the moment is we actually leave it in our brown coffee tin. So a bit brown coffee in this bottle, right? Of course.
And then you flip it, because when I first tried to use it, I didn't flip it. I was very confused why it wasn't coming. So you flip it, and then obviously with the pressure of the hot water and whatever, you sort of pump it like that until you get your espresso shot. And we've actually said to the point now where we actually prefer the coffee that we make from this sometimes to barista coffee, especially for some of the places that you go around Australia. Coffee's awful. This, like, we
so excited every morning we wake. I mean, we're coffee people. Even the night
before we go to bed, we'll both be like, oh, I can't wait to put coffee in tomorrow morning. And we sometimes have too. And it's actually really quick. Took a little while to get the hang of.
Once you're used to it, it's really easy to do.
So if you love coffee, or someone in your life loves coffee and they're traveling, highly recommend. A lot of people use a jet boil for coffee with just other options. There are lots of other options there. We decided against a jet boil just for, like, what's the word? Sustainability.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the jet boil in the way that you have your throwaway gas cylinders.
You sort of have to replace quite regularly. But I mean, it does mean that you could still use a jet boil with this if you wanted to. But anyway, this nifty little angel, recommend.
Yes.
Our friend, who is literally the sole reason, aside from Matt, that we are doing this trip, made it on this trip, is also a great giftee of art and got us this. Which is a Crashpad canvas mat, and it is just like so multi-use.
So we were never going to get one of these initially for the trip. It's another one of those. A lot of these items we were never going to buy for ourselves.
Didn't even know existed.
This has been really good. There has been times, although we've got a new car and a really good now reliable setup, there has been a few times where I've had to do work for whatever reason on the tinny or the car. To be able to throw this down on the ground is so handy. We've put it down in the campsite, on the sandy campsite for exercising, just so we're not exercising in the dirt.
We use it like very often for exercising.
You don't have to get a Crashpad, the Crashpad. There are so many different brands available. Some of them are designed to be let the sand flow through, and that way you don't get a build up of sand on top of the mat. That's a little bit different to this. This is just a basic canvas mat, but
it's very quality though.
And if you are setting up somewhere for longer on the beach or anywhere and you don't want to be walking in sand all the time, that doesn't bother us. But if that's you can lay this out underneath your awning and around your camp.
It's one of those things that you don't know how much you need it until you have it. Like, we actually use it really regularly, and it's just, we hadn't even thought about it before we left, and now that we've got it, we would 100% go and buy it for ourselves.
If the person you're buying for, you're not sure, it's just one of those things that packs quite low profile into somewhere. It's not hard to stow away, and they will end up using it and be grateful that they have it.
Love.
Alrighty, next one, and this is also one that we use just about every day when we remember to. It is a Zoleo. It's a PLB.
So This was something we hadn't
just
really
quickly, PLB, personal locator beacon,
yeah.
for anyone that didn't know. Yeah.
We hadn't really given it that much thought, to be honest, before we left what PLB we were going to use. Obviously you can get sat phones and that sort of thing, but they're like $800 for a decent one.
Yeah, yeah.
I think from memory this was about $250, and my auntie and uncle very kindly helped us get this. If you are a parent or family member, whoever, and you've got your child or someone going and doing long-term travel, you're going to want to get them this, because it's so handy. We send daily check-ins to all of our parents, so you can put up to 5 contacts at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got our parents, your grandparents, my brother.
Yeah.
And when you're out of signal, this uses the Iridium software, so it just needs to have a clear view of the sky. But we've been under a lot of trees before and it still worked.
Yeah.
And you literally just, you switch it on and then you hit this little tick button on the top. Takes tops maybe 3 minutes, and then it actually sends a ping directly to their phone via a text, and it actually sends your like GPS location, which they can open on Google Maps, and then it shows like photos of the area and stuff. So it's just a really nice way to keep in touch with family and friends and let them know that you're safe, especially when we did things like the Gibb River Road.
Yeah, when you're
or, like,
remote, it's
a lot
very...
through the outback in like the Northern Territory and stuff.
Yeah.
It was perfect. And then obviously for places like the Gibb and that sort of thing, when you're going and doing really long hikes, you can actually, there's a few different plans, and this one we don't have, but you can actually set it up so that it sends regular pings. I think it's up to every 6 minutes of your walk or your hike or whatever from where you are, so you can almost get like a little breadcrumb trail map of what you're doing. So it's really good. There's a lot of other features that we're not going to sort of go into all of them now, but essentially there's a SOS button that if you do need to use it, you can activate it. It's waterproof, it's drop proof, it's dust proof, it's all of the proofs. And it's honestly so handy. Like, we haven't had a single issue with it. Thankfully we haven't needed to use SOS on it yet.
So compact and small. It's got a clip as well. Yeah,
a little carabiner that you can pop on your backpack. It's so handy. So we use that every day, try to anyway, just to let our family know where we are. Even if we're in signal, it's just a nice way to let people know where you are and then safe.
Even when we finally finish what we're doing now, our travel, hopefully it's something, I think you can go back and look at maybe where you have been, where all your pins are, and remind ourselves of where we were on a certain night, because you're staying however many places in a year or whatever. Yeah.
And the little SOS function as well, it's connected to an app, so you get sent through to like a call center sort of thing, and then they divert your call to which service you need based on your location. So if you're out in the water, they're not going to send the cops to you. It will be more like the marine or the water police,
so coordinate a better rescue response depending on what you need and where you are.
Very nifty little thing. So thank you, and recommend.
Yeah.
Now this one, you can't say you're traveling Australia if you do not have a picnic rack. This is double in size. I'm just not gonna. Oh yeah.
I can look at it.
There you go.
Yeah.
My beloved picnic rack. Now, a friend of ours was super kind. She wouldn't call that. You take that. And we got a very, very kind voucher towards this.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's so handy. Like, you can use it as a picnic rug at the beach, on grass. My skin doesn't do very well with grass, so it's very handy. We've used it so many times, and if you're really stuck, you can even use it as a towel if you forgot it.
Yeah, and it shakes out really, really well. We've used this on the beach so often.
Yeah,
give it a good shake. Straight off it's no worries at all. Yeah. There is a little bit of sand that holds in it occasionally, but we store this in the car, basically in our back seat. We don't really have anywhere else for it.
And even like I know it doesn't sound great, we'll put it straight down on dirt, and again it all just shakes out straight away. And my favourite thing about it is that this is all recycled material, and it's really, 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 really good quality as well. Like, I feel like this will just last forever. There's just honestly so much use for it, and they are so beautiful, and there's so many different designs. So it's very cliche, but I love it, and especially for the maybe more the females in your life that are outdoorsy camping gals, get one of these for sure.
Okay, so one of the last ones, these were given to us prior to knowing about the trip, I think, maybe. Doesn't matter. Another gift that we use daily for everything. So we take this to the pool at the caravan park where we are now, we use this on the beach. We often, every time we exercise, we're using one of these underneath us to exercise, just to, if it's dirt or concrete or whatever.
Yeah. They are double-sided as well, so you get like your standard Tesalate pattern, and then you get really beautiful ones like this.
Yeah.
Matt's mum really nicely got us 2 different patterns. We love both of them.
Yeah.
But the one thing is the size.
Yeah, it's
like
massive. We easily fit together laying
both
down on one. So there's quite often where we'll just take one, and that'll be fine, and we'll use that as a towel, and then the rug as well.
And then literally so easy to pack up.
Yeah.
That's it, done, and then it just goes into your bag.
That's probably one of the
also really handy to have something to store it in.
Yeah, that's probably one of the big things. Is it packs down very low profile for the size. It has a bag. They sort of not sand free, but the sand doesn't hold.
They are supposed to be sand free towels.
Yeah, it shakes out very well. And I think at least ours didn't also come with a little fitness towel or just a little hand towel as well. Yeah.
But they just, like Matt said, like both of us fit on one. So I've had so many times where we go to the beach and you pull out the towel and everyone's like, oh my god, that thing's huge. But you honestly probably could fit comfortably 2 people on it. They're just really handy. The size is probably my absolute favourite thing about them.
They're a little bit dirty if you look closely, but otherwise there's been no tears, there's no sign of damage, and we abuse these. We're not very kind to them. We don't wash them very often. We just put them down everywhere. Yeah.
And they're the best.
Yeah.
This I absolutely love. It is probably controversial. Any couple that you meet travelling Australia that has a beach umbrella, the guy will probably say, we never use it, I want to send it back.
Yeah.
Actually gives you quite a solid amount of shade. I'm sure we'll have a clip somewhere that will show the umbrella.
Yeah.
And I love this one. It's white, which everyone says don't take white travelling around with you. But this bag is actually really good. We keep it in the back of our car, and the umbrella itself still looks pristine. The bag is a little bit mucked,
dirty down the bottom on the mat, and it's missing one of its balls that got shut in the
door.
But this is we're living in our car.
One of the things I love most about it is one that my best friend got it for me, but 2 that it is recycled as well, so it's all recycled material. I just had a look online earlier, and I don't actually think that the place where she got this from is actually operating anymore. But there's so many places online with lots of really good sales on at the moment prior to Christmas. But it is really, really handy, and not just for the beach, just for some shade when you need it. And
this is the standard beach umbrella style. But one thing we see so many of, and we probably would get this. Yeah, cool cabana. Yeah.
You go to the beach in Noosa, which is where we are now, and it's like spot the humans amongst the cool cabanas. Like, I don't think I've seen a single family that doesn't have a cool cabana. But the other thing that's really nice about this is just like the carry strap. Like it's just so easy to take, and it's so light. And it's you literally just put the 2 poles together, pop it up, and there's even like a little, I don't know, and something that you can dig it into the sand with. Matt usually does that part.
Yeah, or you just got to turn it into the sand. But if you've got camp chairs, like standard camp chairs that you're storing, you found storage for somewhere in the car anyway, these will fit. Well, this is ideal to fit in the same spot, so you've already sort of got a home for it, basically, if you found that space already. So,
and it's also high enough that you could probably very easily sit under like a tall camp chair underneath it. It's not like a really low. Sometimes you see those shade sails that are really, really low. I don't know. I love it. So
it's another tip.
Would recommend, and it's also so pretty.
Yeah.
So,
Rightio. One of the last things for the list that we wanted to talk about was the GoPro that we're using right now. We were lucky enough to have Shay's mum help us out with this, and we've said so many times throughout this trip already that we're so grateful for having recorded as much as we have.
Definitely.
Shay, long story short, may have broken her phone halfway through the trip down through Northern Territory, so we ended up losing a lot of photos and content.
Pretty much lost everything from the Gib to Queensland, so like the whole of the Northern Territory, the whole Gib trip, everything. So we only recently started actually looking through all of our old footage, and just like having those memories captured somewhere at least is really nice. So there are a few options. You can get an older model to pay a little bit less. You don't have to get the camera in a pack, you can just buy it standalone. The other thing I would think about getting is like a waterproof handle, because we use this so much. Like it's our only thing that we use for underwater footage as well, and it's really good for underwater footage, but having that handle is really good, so you're not just holding onto the camera itself. And
there's at least a handful of people, or maybe less, maybe more, that we've spoken to on the road that have had their GoPros and must not have had a handle or a floaty attached, and it's sitting at the bottom of a swimming hole in the Northern Territory somewhere or anything like that. So I think a floating handle or anything to keep your GoPro
super handy to
the surface if you drop it. Very important.
So good. The last thing that we wanted to mention, which I'm sure a lot of people sort of have thought of, but was so handy for us, is like just different vouchers. So we got fuel vouchers, you would not think that you need to go to Bunnings and BCF very much when you're on your trip, but you do. So like Bunnings vouchers, BCF vouchers, just depending on what people are into. Grocery vouchers. I even had some of our friends give us a voucher that was specifically to like go and do something special. So we had a really nice dinner on the Gib at the steakhouse restaurant there.
Yeah, that's an important thing to mention is although some people might not like the idea of a voucher, you can add like a little caveat to say this must be used in this way.
I was told it couldn't be used for coffee because we are coffee fiends and we didn't use it for coffee and we were told to keep it for something special, which we did. And then the fuel vouchers that we got, we made sure to let my mum and dad know where we were and when we used them, so it's a little bit more special than just maybe just a voucher in essence. And you can always send like the person a photo of what you bought and stuff. So I think vouchers are always going to be needed and necessary. Even cash, you know, you can do the same thing with cash, and then And this is also not to say that you have to buy people things, or like we never expected to be gifted so kindly with all the things that we were gifted. Like we were just so lucky. We just truly have the best family and friends in the whole world. It doesn't mean we don't work hard for other things, but we were just so lucky. And like there's a whole bunch of other things that more amazing friends and family of us have actually got for us. These were just sort of things that we thought were specific to traveling and camping and outdoorsy and that sort of thing. But yeah, definitely don't forego like vouchers and stuff if it's last minute and you just need something quickly, because it's been a few of the vouchers that we've got have really helped us a lot. So,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. It is expensive traveling around the country. So.
But anyway, we will pop like a link for all of these items in the description below. If you have any questions on any of them, or any questions in general, let us know. But these are just a short list of our favourites, very, very well tried and tested, and very well loved. So once again, thank you to all our amazing family and friends for all the gifts, and we'll catch you next time.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you later.
Happy New Year.